Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. So we're back out and this week I've came to Strathern. So I'll give you a wee look at this spot. But there is another reason why I'm here, and it's not for the beautiful scenery. So before you've saw me review the Allpowers R600 and the Allpowers R1500, let me go up and show you what Allpowers has just sent me out now. They've also sent me this monster, the R2500. Look at the size of this thing. So if you've already seen my fridge videos, you'll know how tiny that is. Now let's get you back in because I've got stuff in it. So they not only sent out the R2500, but they also sent me this. Look at the size of that. So they sent me out the SPO37 400 watt solar panel. We'll get that cracked open and have a wee look at that as well. And just to show you how big it is in the van, check this out. It's almost the size of the window. So I've just got a couple of things charging just now, like the drone batteries and my phone. But we're going to get into all the specs in a sec. So for comparison to the R1500, I'll leave a picture here and you can see the size difference. But before I do anything, I need to get changed because it is sweltering in here. And the reason why we've came to Strathern is because I want to see how long we can stay off grid with the R2500. It's 29 degrees in here, so I've probably not picked the best day to do this review. This power station is by far the biggest power station we've ever had on the channel, and I felt it's only fitting to do the ultimate test to see just how much power this is going to give me in my micro camper while I'm doing music, gaming, cooking, and seeing how long it can keep us off grid for. But just before I get into it, I was actually sitting thinking, this paired with the Charger 1, that could be the ultimate setup for a micro camper or any camper. So the brief that I'm going to use for this thing is we charge it to 100% and we can only use what we have. So we can't charge it with the Charger 1, we can't use external leisure batteries, and we also can't use other power stations to either charge it or pick up the slack. But I'm going to disclose it just now. I do have my other power station here, and the only reason why I've got it is for the lights, just because my 12 volt socket won't reach this DC output and this won't fit where the power station is. But I'm going to be at Strathern for 3 days, so either I leave because my time's up or I leave because this has packed it. So before you watch the rest of this video, drop it in the comments, who's going to last longer, me or the power station? And guys, if you do go and enjoy the video, why not drop it a wee like and let me know in the comments, and if you haven't already, why not get subscribed and hit that bell notification so you're always notified when I drop a new video. So let's get into it. So right off the bat, this power station's got 2016 watt hours capacity. It's got LiFePO 4 battery technology, so you're looking at least 5,000 charges before this goes to 80%. So if you were to charge it, say once every week, you're good for 10 years. It's got a massive power output at 2,500 watts, pure sine wave, but it can also boost up to 4,000 watts. I don't even have anything in the van that would even go near that. 4,000 watts, that's enough to charge a small electric car. I think the lowest that an electric car can go down to is 3,700 watts. Obviously it's not going to charge your car to 100%, but if your car's out of juice, this might just give you the wee pinch to get you back on the road again. It's also got fast charging. You can charge this in 1.5 hours from 0 to 100% in 1 hour and 30 minutes. You can also dual charge it from the AC, so from your house, and from solar at the same time, so basically it'll charge it faster. It supports up to 1,000 watts input from solar, so on an amazing day with the best conditions, you can fully charge this in 2 hours just from solar. And the other options are you can charge it from the car as well as, you know, like a fuel generator and stuff like that. Let's have a look at the actual ports, because on this device you can actually power up to 13 things at the one time. So first up, you've got your LCD screen with the power button, and again this is just the same screen that's on the 600 and the R1500. Got your input, your output, how many days left and the percentage left. Power button here to hold in, and then you can see it turns on the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth, so you can control it from that, but we'll get into that later. So like I said, this thing can power 13 devices at one time. So before I cover any of the ports, just look at every single port It's all covered by a protective rubber sleeve. How cool is that? So it's protecting you from dust and any splashes and stuff that you might get on it. So let's cover the ports. Up the top left, we've got 2 USB-C 100 ports, and on the bottom, we've got 4 USB-A, but they are different. The ones on the right are USB-A 12 watts, and the ones on the left is kind of like USB-A 18 watts. So this is basically USB-A fast charging at 18 watts. And if you want to turn this wee panel on, you just press the button and you can see it pop up there. And at the bottom, you've got your 10 amp max AC outlets, and these can be turned on from that button there. As you can see, it's got the wee plug socket. And up the top, you've got your 12 volt DC output, rated at 10 amps. But the good thing about this one that the R1500 doesn't have is it's got 2 12 volt 10 amp DC 5525 sockets. Pretty handy to have. So in total, we have 13 inputs that we can be running at the one time. So on the side, it's typically the same as your R1500. You've got the wee panel here, and you've basically got your standard AC input from like the wall socket. You've got an XT60 from like solar or charging from the car, and then you've got your circuit breaker there as well. And then on the other side, we also have an expansion bay as well, as you can see right there, so they just slot in there. The capacity of this battery is 2016 watt hours. However, with these expansion ports, you can actually add 3 of the Allpowers B100 series expansion batteries, taking it up to a massive 5,472 watt hours. That's crazy. So this power station is actually future-proofing you, because it can grow as your needs need to grow. And then on the back, it's just basically got a code to download the app. Another cool thing as well is if you've got a CPAP machine that you need through the night, this has got a 15 millisecond UPS response time. So if you were using this as a backup for the CPAP machine in your house, if you had a power cut, this would kick in 15 milliseconds, so you'd barely even notice anything happening. So one of the things that I did notice is there's no wireless charging, whereas the R1500 does. Again, it's not a biggie, but it's just one of those things that I noticed. The R1500, I think, was something like 14 kilograms, maybe. This bad boy is 29 kilograms, so you're not going to be lifting this. You need to put it somewhere and just leave it there. You're not going to want to be carrying it about all the time. It's a massive battery, so it obviously is going to weigh a bit more. And then with the app, like I said, the app is just the exact same. So you go on the Allpowers app, click add device, next step, and then because you've got it turned on here, you'll see it come up here. Up the top, it tells you the remaining battery, the percentage, along with input, output, and again, you can turn everything on from here, like that. And you can also change the frequency. In the settings, you've got your standard work mode. So this is work mode is more for when you're charging it. You've got your mute mode, which will charge at the slowest, and it'll be quiet. Standard, which is normal, and then you've got fast mode, which will charge it to 100% in an hour and a half. And then you've got eco mode, so if you're not using it for a certain amount of time, you can set a timer down here of when it shuts off. And that's it. But guys, that's it. That's the features. For space and everything else, I think I'm going to leave it up there. So all my stuff just now is at 100%. The iPad, the MacBook, phones, batteries, drone, everything is at 100%. Which never happens for me. The Allpowers is at 99%, so I want to bring it down a wee bit so that I can do a test for the solar panel. So with regards to the brief, as I said, we can only use the power that we've got in it from 100% to flat. We can't charge it with the charger 1, we can't use another power station, we can't use anything else, but we need to make an exception for the solar panel. We will plug the solar panel in that Allpowers provided us with, and see how close to that 400 watts we can get to. And then that's it. We can only use what we've got in the power station. Let's get using some stuff and we'll bring it down. There's a sweat box in there. It's getting on 4 o'clock, so I think what I might do is go up and make some dinner. And it's going to be a good test for the R2500 power station, because for the first time on this channel, we're going to be using an air fryer. Because with great power, gives us options for cooking. Oh yeah. So the reason for getting the air fryer, why have all that power and not put it to good use? But my main criteria, it had to be digital. And I'll just need to figure out a place to put it. I'm going to be doing a remodel, so I'll need to take it into consideration. So let's get it wired up. So I think I'm going to open the door, not because we're cooking, but because it's boiling in here, and this is only going to generate more heat. For dinner, I am going to be making teriyaki chicken skewers. Get you plugged in. So we're at 96% from charging the MacBook. So let's turn this on. And then once the inverter kicks in, we should hear the air fryer coming on. Bazinga. And I'm going to use air fryer liners as well, just to keep the mess down. And I finally remembered to get pepper for this trip. How good does that look? Using an air fryer in Dobby for the first time, let's go. I have used an air fryer before, but the fact that we're doing this in Dobby is just next level to me. So this air fryer I think is 1700 watts, but as you can see, the Allpowers is handling it. I was going to make rice, but I think that'll be plenty. And the cool thing as well, I never knew about air fryers. When air fryers get to temperature, they basically cut the temperature off and then the fan does all the work. Because look at the power station, we're only giving it 2 watts, and remember the lights are on as well. It's only taking 2 watts, and that's because it's at temperature and then it's kicking back in again, so it's taking more power. I love using my wee stove, but you can't deny that isn't cool. So we're on the final minute and we're at 76%. So from 96 to 75%, which is what, about 21%. But just remember, when you're cooking in an air fryer, you're not always cooking things at 20 minutes. So I would say this is more the extreme side of it. Oh yes. Oh, ah! But look at that. How good do they look? With that view. But it doesn't count for it unless it's cooked and tastes nice. I would never have been able to make this in the van. And here we are eating teriyaki chicken skewers. What a time to be alive. And then clean up. It's as simple as taking the liner out. And there you go. No mess. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take that to the bin, crack open the laptop, and then get some work done while staring at that beautiful vista. Get some batteries charged. Get the phone charged. I'm loving these protective covers. They're just so handy to have. I've been editing for like 3 or 4 hours. My eyes are tired. But I'm going to call that a wrap on day 1. So I think I'm just going to chill it now and game for a wee bit and then get to bed early because the heat's just wiped me out. Full on assault. Oh, never saw you coming from it. You nearly took me to the game. Morning folks, so it's day 2 and I'm just going to get some batteries charged. So just now we're sitting at 72%. It's not the best of mornings weather-wise because I was hoping to get the solar panel checked. And for my breakfast, I'm going to make toast and egg in the air fryer. And bread. I've just been sticking it in the front seat. Let's see. Sorted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a well for the egg to sit in, just so the egg doesn't go everywhere. No guts, no glory.
I'm noticing the first mistake that I'm making is doing it on my lap. I just need to try and get it flat, and then we'll be good to go. No rush. Telling you, wait till you see the recipes I make on this channel. So basically like that. The only hard part now is getting it in here and pushing it in without it going everywhere. Oh, gently does it. Hey, we're going to do it for, bring it down to 180 and we'll set it for 12 minutes. And we're off. So on today's agenda, I'm going to do a wee bit of music production. I have used my MacBook, I've used my DJI camera, so I do have batteries to charge. I've got the MacBook to charge, and maybe even the iPad to charge as well, and obviously the Ally ROG, because that went flat yesterday, so we've got all of that to charge. But the R2500's going strong. I was just tidying up and I was putting the eggs and the bread in the back, and a camper van drove past and the guy beeped his horn, and I thought, oh, maybe the guy wants me to move a wee bit so they can get in. And because it was an old motorhome, he was like this, manually cranking the window down, and he took a pause and he went, "Are you RobnDob?" And I was like, "Yep." And he's like, "I'm a big fan, mate." I asked him if he wanted to be on camera to say hello, but he was like, nah, can't blame him, it's only 9 o'clock in the morning. But his name was Adam, so Adam, if you're watching, it was nice meeting you, buddy. But guys, listen, if you're out in the wild and you see me, just chat with Dawn and come and say hello. I think it's going to be a wee bit of a trial and error with the air fryer, because we do have toast, but the egg, well, the egg's a bit rubbery, and the other one's the same. It's just as well I'm not hungry. The winner here is the fact that we've got toast. Poor egg. I don't think I'm going to eat the other one though. I don't know if I'm going to finish this one. If you've been on the channel a while, you'll know how much power I started with, which was 250 watt hours. I would always be worrying about what I'm charging and how often I'm charging it and stuff like that. Right now, we are now at 61% on the Allpowers. If all I was using the R2500 for was for charging MacBooks, iPads, phones and batteries, we could be here, I would say, about 2 weeks. The convenience of having that big power means that you can do stuff like this, and again, we've got the power to spare to do that. We've now used it twice. Having that bigger capacity in this power station just fills me with so much more confidence that I can cook, charge and work on my MacBook and not constantly looking at the power. So I've just finished putting the air fryer and all that in the front, and if you're from Scotland, you'll know this true saying: if the weather's crap, gate 15 minutes. Look at this. It is now sunny. I've just checked the weather app and we're supposed to have sun for at least the next hour, so let's get the solar out and we'll see how much watts we get. So as I said guys, this is the SPO37 400 watt solar panel, and so as you can see at the side, we've got nice wee carabiners to keep it secure. I do have my socks on with my Crocs. We've got kickstands as well, so let's put it up the other way. Inside you can see we've got the MC4 cables connected to the solar panel. We actually get carabiners. Basically we could hang it on a tree or anywhere. Inside you've got an MC4 cable, and that looks like a universal adapter to be honest. So it's got an adapter to fit most other power stations. And then you've got the XT60 cable. Those are the wee loops that the carabiners go in. Look at the size of that. We'll stick you here. MC4 cables connect like that. Oh, we're at 255, 26. The clouds are hampering us. 280, there we go. Let's go for free. I think yesterday we would have easily have gotten free. I think we're done now. It's just grey clouds everywhere now. So the cool thing about this solar panel as well is it's rated for IP67, which means it could get hit by rain. However, you need to make sure that connections don't get wet. I've just freshened up a wee bit after getting the solar panel footage, but I've started getting a wee bit hungry. So because I'm going to get set up for music, I'm going to just have a lunch / dinner, and I think I'm going to have, or try and make, cheeseburgers. So these are going to be pretty lackluster burgers because I couldn't get pickles or onions, so all we've got is cucumber, bird's eye,
classic beef burgers, which I'm not really keen on, to be honest. Some cheese. Put them in for 10 minutes. Wow, they're disgusting. I'm not going to lie, I stopped off at a wee shop along the way and this is all they had. Let's go. I've only got tomato sauce, so it's going to do. Ooh, they're looking delish. Oh, the cheese is bigger than the cheeseburger. Oh, this is going to be messy, try to get that out of there. What size are them? The cucumber's almost as big as it. Oh my god, Robert. Oh, these are probably the worst burgers I've ever made. Let's taste it. I've ate half the bun and not even touched the burger yet. It's no the air fryer's fault, it's mine. It's human error. I never got the right burgers. But let me tell you, the convenience, I've been able just to put stuff in this air fryer and do other things in the van because you know it's cooking. It's just amazing. It's going to be hard to go back to the stove after this. So on day 2, where do we stand? Using the air fryer 3 times and charging MacBooks, iPads, phones, we are only at 50%. We are only halfway. I'm going to go and eat this and then get set up to do some music. I've got this track I'm working on called Away in the River. So just a wee verse here. Just nice and simple. Pre-chorus. So let's see what we can come up with. Thinking something like a wee strummed guitar. Oh, it's actually getting a wee bit chilly now. So I'm putting everything away and I just had an idea. So I think what I'm going to do is set the projector up and watch a film on the big screen. And it can be the last task of the Allpowers for day 2.
Look man, I only need to know one thing. Where they are.
I mean, this is good enough. But I think we can do better. Oh, aye. Well, it's day 3 and the power station outlasted me. So the percentage currently is at, and that was cooking 3 meals in the air fryer, totaling roughly about 42 minutes. So the way that I've worked out as well is a minute in the air fryer is 1% on the Allpowers R2500. For a 20-minute meal, it took 20%. For a 10-minute meal, it took 10%. I quite like that that's the way it's worked out. So basically, if I make a meal, I know how much percentage is going to get taken off the unit. But the battery was also charging my MacBook, my iPad, all the batteries, the LED strip lights, my AirPods. I've got nothing else in my freezer to be cooked. So technically, with the percentage we've got left, I could still be here for a couple of days just charging my MacBook and my iPad and stuff, because the air fryer was the biggest thing taking the power. So let me give you a few pros and cons before I go. So we'll start with the R2500 first in the pros. The massive one straight away is the capacity, the 2016 watt hour capacity that's extendable up to 5,742 watt hours. At max, you can power up
to 4,000 watt devices, tons of connectivity and fast charging ports, and on the same vein, it can fast charge in 1.5 hours. And I think lastly, the fact that it can take up to 1,000 watts worth of solar. There are a couple of cons though, but I feel they're only cons because of what it is, and the first one is the weight. It's 29 kilogram. I mean, you do get used to it, but I could imagine that if you're somebody that's not as buff as me, it would be a bit of a struggle trying to carry this in and out the van all the time. And the next one isn't a massive one. I think it's just a feature that I've noticed is missing from the R1500, and that's the wireless charging on top of it. And the last con I would say is the size of it. But again, it's a bigger battery. It makes sense it's going to be bigger. So let's talk about the solar panel, the SP037. First Pro, it's 400 watts. The second one that I love is the included carabiners. And obviously they're there so that if you don't want to put it on the ground, you can hang it from wherever you want. Cons wise, I would say the biggest one is probably the weight. I would say carrying it is probably in the range of 15 to 20 kilogram easily. As you can see, it's quite large. I think in a micro camper you would struggle to find somewhere to put that, but having said that, if you've got a massive van, it's perfect for it. But overall, I think the R2500 Power Station's a game changer. That thing is pretty much future proof for anything you would need. And I was a bit sceptical when I seen the size of it, if it was going to fit in my micro camper, but that's why I came to somewhere like here to see how intrusive it would be, to see if I can live with it, to see if I'm having to move it about all the time. But to be honest, and as you've seen, I've had no issues with it. I've managed to cook, managed to video edit, managed to produce music, managed to watch movies. It's literally just sat on the worktop and I've not had any hassles with it. And the funny thing is, if I hadn't used the air fryer, I think this could keep me in this spot for at least 2 weeks. This is literally the definition of living off grid, whereas before I would have so much power anxiety and I've just none. So guys, if you want to go and pick up the R2500 and the solar panel, Allpowers has kindly gave me a code in the description there, RobnDob. But guys, if you did go and enjoy the episode, why not drop it a wee like and let me know in the comments, and if you haven't already, why not get subscribed and hit that bell notification so you're always notified when I release a new video. So until the next one guys, peace.